The butler is on the loose and the bodies are piling up. And Charles Fitzwarren, MP, his life is hanging by a thread after taking a bullet to the brain case. Let's see if he survives. On Steady Roll Man presents The Masks of Nyarlathotep.
Blake ran, his breath ragged in his throat, the cold night air burning in his lungs. The gravel drive crunched sharply beneath his feet in the oppressive darkness that clung to Mesa House like a shroud. Behind him the manor loomed, its windows like dead eyes watching his progress. Come on, you bastard, Bert hissed, tightening the last plug into place. He yanked open the car door, slid into the driver's seat and turned the key. The engine coughed once, twice, and then roared to life. A beast awakened. Without hesitation, he slammed it into gear, the tyres spitting gravel as he swung the car around toward the driveway. Blake had reached a bend in the drive and skidded to a halt, ducking instinctively into the shadow of a gnarled oak. Peering around it, his eyes narrowed. About 100 yards further, beside the tall ivy-clad perimeter wall, a small gatehouse squatted in the gloom. A single light burned within, casting a pool of sickly yellow across the gravel. 3 figures. One man hurried inside the hut, leaving the others standing by the door. Even from this distance, Blake recognised the lean and wiry form of the butler. Beside him, another man cradled a shotgun in his arms, his stance tense, his gaze fixed back up the driveway in Blake's direction. Headlamps cut through the dark, illuminating the skeletal trees ahead. Somewhere down there was Blake, and Bert wasn't about to let him face whatever dangers lay in the grounds of Mesa House alone. Inside, in the dim, stale air of the back kitchen, Jacob and Charles stood motionless, their ears straining. Blood seeped through Charles's head bandage, and his face was markedly pale as he spoke. Listen, there it is again. A low, undulating moan that rose and fell like some obscene wind. The noises seemed to twist and crawl through the walls of the old house, impossible to place, but unmistakably wrong. It's coming from below, Jacob muttered, his voice barely above a whisper. The scullery door stood slightly ajar at the far end of the kitchen, a narrow sliver of darkness beyond. With a cautious hand, Jacob pushed it open. The old hinges groaned softly. There, stone steps descending into blackness. The noises came again, muffled, but unmistakably guttural and alien. Did we go down? Charles whispered. As if in answer, the noise abruptly stopped, to be replaced by silence, broken only momentarily by the sound of a car engine roaring into life outside the front of the house, and then fading into the distance. Okay, we'll start outside. Blake, you're hiding behind the oak, observing the guardhouse that I mentioned, the gatehouse, and you can hear obviously the engine of the car and see the headlights approaching. You're also aware of the fact that because the gatehouse is only about 100 yards away from your current position, even though they probably can't see the car coming at this stage because there's a slight slope from where they are to where you are, they're almost certain that they can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
One more thing to note. As you observe the hut, you notice that the telephone wire that you cut, it runs from outside the property into the hut, at the roof of the hut, and then from the hut to the telegraph pole where you climbed it to cut it, and then onto the house.
Right, so that was actually what my question was going to be, whether there was a line out. So it's pretty much reasonable to assume that there's a phone in the hut and they've got a line out.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Excellent.
What you can do.
I am going to nip back up the road slightly and flag down Bert as he comes to the rise of the hill.
Yeah.
Once I've stopped him, we will have a chat.
Okay, Bert, you see a silhouetted figure in front of you, which you recognise as being Blake, obviously. You pull the car up. You going to get in the car, Blake?
No, I'm not going to stick my head in. So explain what I've seen down there. Also that there's a phone line out, so any hope that we would have of being able to lure Gavigan here was about zero. And we may well expect company at some point. There's 2 guys down there, shotguns at least. I wouldn't suggest a frontal assault. We can lure them up with the car. Maybe bring the car over the hill with the lights, turn it off, turn the radio on, and we hide slightly closer to the gatehouse. As they progress up, we can attack them to get a bit of a shot in before they get close enough to us. Hopefully we can take them out before they spot us. Failing that, grenades. Unless you fancy going down and doing a full assault on the gatehouse.
Been over the top enough times.
Let's not tempt
What's the
fate.
chance? What's the chances? No, there's no chance. He's had time to phone by now.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's any danger of us having got away with this.
Well,
We can worry about that later, but we've got to worry about now is
if we want to hit it,
that's
yeah, all right. Then I'll kill the engine. Turn
Okay.
the radio up. If there's a radio.
There is a radio. Yeah.
I turn the radio up, and then let's both go to the same side, just in case we need to get.
You bang the radio up as loud as you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go find somewhere to hide about 50 yards away from the car.
Yeah. Are we? Is the car over the hill enough that they can now see the lights?
Yeah.
Because yeah. Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll stop it, and then we'll.
They can hear. They can see the lights. They can hear you. Obviously, they would have heard the engine. I know you turn the engine, and they can obviously if you've got the windows are open. So if you put the radio on, they can hear the music as well.
Yeah. The idea is that we use the radio to kind of deaden the fact that we are more than likely to absolutely mess up any kind of stealth rolls.
Yeah.
Okay,
so you turn the engine off, they won't be worried about us running them down.
Yep.
Okay, you move away from the car. Are you moving both to the same side of the
yes,
drive?
We are.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. So and then what? There are trees either side of the gravel drive, so you can just use those as cover.
Yeah. But a fair sort of like midway between the car and the gatehouse.
Okay. So the plan is for them to wait and see what happens next. And obviously, if they come up near the car, then we'll see where we go from there. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Can I get you to both make? Get you to roll them. Make stealth rolls, please. Bearing in mind that you won't know what you've rolled.
I have rolled an extreme success.
Okay.
I have rolled an extreme. No, I haven't. No. Nearly an extreme success.
Yeah. Okay. So a hard success and an extreme success.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You melt away into the shadows.
We're the team for this job.
Speaking of the team for this job, let's go back inside.
Let's go back to Captain Crystal Decanter.
Okay. Jacob, Charles, you are at the top of the stairs that lead down into the blackness, the darkness. Can I get you to both roll listen rolls, please, for me?
Yeah. That's impressive. So is that actually a 100 and a 98?
That is.
Yes. It is a 100 and a 98. I think, without consulting my character sheet, that is a fail.
Yeah.
Let me just check. Oh, yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Charles rolling 100s might be indicative of the fact he's now currently only got one ear.
Yeah, he's only got one ear, and all he can hear, and the other one is the gun blast. So
ringing.
Has his remaining eardrum just exploded with the fumble?
Yeah, if you want to push the roll. No. Joking aside, though, you hear nothing. It's all quiet. The sound that you heard earlier, the unnerving, kind of distant, alien, undulating sound has completely stopped, which you're not sure whether the eerie silence is better or worse. And you're standing you've just pushed that door open into the scullery, and you're standing at the top of that staircase looking down. It's pitch black down.
We need to destroy that creature, Charles.
But we're in no fit state to take a head on. I think as soon as we hear or wing beats, then we let loose with the grenade and run.
Wondering if it's loose. I suspect not, because otherwise it would be a danger to the staff in the house. What about I sneak down the stairs and have a listen and see if I can get a better idea of where it might be.
Unless Gavigan is... yes, fair point, but Gavigan could be here. Maybe he's gone beyond.
I think we need to make sure we're close enough to use the dynamite or the Mills bombs. Simply rolling them down the stairs may not do the job. And I go and see if I can get a slightly better idea of the lie of the land.
Okay. If you sneak down, I'll stay up here with the shotgun and a grenade. Other option, do we trap the door? I need some string, hook the grenade up to the door as soon as they open it, pulls out the...
Okay, as you're talking, suddenly the silence, or the relative silence, once again is split by a high-pitched whistling sound. It's almost like the screeching of a wind instrument played badly. Really, but it's quite loud, and it happens in 3 distinct bursts over the space of about 4 or 5 seconds.
I've got a grenade ready in my hand.
It's really hard to ascertain where that's coming from, other than your previous guess that it's coming from beneath the house somewhere.
Did you say it was pitch black down the steps?
Yeah.
Have we got any sense of how far the steps go, or whether they turn or anything?
Well, if you're going to shine, if you want to shine your torch down there,
I will do. Yeah.
Okay. So the steps, there's only 6 steps down to a small landing, and then it turns on a 90-degree angle.
I'm going to sneak down to the landing.
Okay, cool. Have you got your torch on or off?
On to begin with.
So you're going to sneak down to the first landing then. Okay. Okay. But what Charles, what are you doing?
Stay at the top of at the top of the steps.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of half cover around the door. Shotgun in one hand, grenade in.
Okay. The staircase descends to the small landing, turns 90 degrees, and then continues to descend another 6 steps to the ground. The floor is a tiled floor, like kind of old red tiles, the old red clay tiles, and you can see a lampshade hanging directly above the bottom of the stairs, which is obviously not on.
Is there any sign of a light switch anywhere?
You look around, yeah, you can see off to the right of the lamp in the corner of you can just about see the corner of the room, and yeah, there looks like a light. It's about 5 or 6 paces from the bottom of the stairs.
Just having a quick look around the room with the torch. Are there any other exit?
Okay, hold on. You more or less, you shine the torch down and you're kind of looking at a wall, pretty much. The majority of the rest of the room must be like directly behind you. Can you see from the map?
Oh yeah. So what to the right and yeah.
So you're kind of
my right.
So that's the bottom of the stairs. You've come down here, and then like the room opens out over this side, but obviously you can't see around that wall.
But is there a light switch? In this,
the light switch is
half of the room.
Yeah, it's literally here, just over there. So you just have to go across the bottom and across the tile.
I'll go and switch the light on.
Okay, and then you're going to look around and see what you can see.
Yeah.
Okay, you find yourself in a long, thin room, which also turns a corner at the far end, and there are numerous doors. You can see 1, 2, or at least half a dozen or more doors leading off this room. It's almost like a hallway, kind of communal area, and in the centre of the room you can also see a table. The table has a few chairs around it, some bowls, and the bowls and plates have got half-eaten food and knives and forks that have just been kind of discarded. You can see tankards and other cups and stuff that have also got drinks in that have been left. Okay, so you've got a door here, and here. There's a door there, and there's a door there. So off to the left of you on that wall, there are 2 doors, and then it goes around the corner at the bottom here. And then obviously
that's just an open exit at the bottom,
yeah,
right?
Correct.
Yeah. I'm going to just go back to the landing and sort of gesture to beckon Charles to come down.
Okay, I will. On the stairs, before I go down the stairs, is there a light switch at the top of
the light switch in the scullery? Yeah, not actually at the top of the stairs, but in that room that the staircase is in, there is one.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to go down the stairs as well then, yeah? And join Jacob down below. Right, fine. Okay.
And I'll be standing at the bottom of the stairs, sort of just peeping round into looking down into the main room. Okay.
You join Jacob in that room then. I presume you're moving about as quietly and as slowly as you can.
Yes.
Yeah, quite quietly and slowly head, sort of down toward or past the table, toward the first door actually on the right hand.
So the top door here, you mean?
No, the opposite side of the room.
Here?
Yes.
Okay.
Are these doors just ordinary doors? They're not sort of like cell doors or anything?
No, they're just ordinary doors. They have locks on all of them though, but they are just ordinary doors. This almost feels like some sort of quarters. Like the floor is, like I said, is well maintained and clean. And these doors, you could potentially be looking like some sort of servants' quarters or something like that. That's the way that it feels. Okay.
Start. I'll put my grenade away. Stand for half cover at the bottom and level.
Yeah, as you kind of move over to that door, you can hear like the banging of the banging of pipes from beyond, and then the sound of a boiler kicking, the boiler working.
I'm going to listen carefully at that first door,
Okay.
just to the right of the table.
Yeah, that's the way you can hear a boiler sound and the banging of maybe central heating pipes now and again. Nothing other than that.
I'll whisper to Charles, if I open it, you get your gun ready.
I'm nodding.
I'll very slowly turn the handle of the door.
Okay. The door is not locked, and it opens. You're going to shine your torch inside.
Well, as it opens, I'm going to step back out of the doorway with my against the wall, just and wait a second or so, just to see if anything happens before having a look in.
Okay. Nothing happens. You hear the sound of. You feel that the air in here is quite warm. As the door opens, as kind of a puff of warm air comes out. You kind of smell almost like a drying linen sort of a smell.
I'll peek round. Is there any light from inside the room that I can see?
There's no light, no. But you do notice. You peek around. There is a light switch on the door, on the other side of the door.
I'll just poke my head round for the time being and just use my torch just to scope out the room before deciding where to go in.
Okay, you shine the light around the room. You can see a large boiler, various crates and other bits of other pieces of furniture, and then you can see there's lots of linen and washing hanging from the ceiling. There are wooden hangers suspended.
You look confident around as I can be. There's no one in there.
Yeah,
you don't hiding places.
Well, there's not really any hiding places. No, it's quite open. There's a few crates, but it's basically it's just a storage and a boiler room. You can't with the size of it and the lack of anywhere to hide. You're pretty convinced that you've seen everything there is to see in here. Okay.
Is there a key in the lock either side?
No, there's no key in any of the locks in this room.
Right, I'll close the door and go back into the main quarters.
Okay.
I'll beckon Jacob near me.
Are you at the sort of head of the room by the stairs?
Yeah, I'm still by the stairs.
I'll put your. I didn't want to move your counters in because I thought you might get upset. Okay, so if you just move yourself to where you are currently. Okay, so Charles, you're at the foot of the stairs, and then Jacob in the doorway of the boiler and laundry room. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Meanwhile, back outside, Bert, Jay, and Blake, you're hiding in the trees. Can you both make listen rolls for me, please?
Oh dear. 90 for Douglas.
We're all deaf this episode. So that's listen rolls
radio
of
up too loud.
Yeah.
100, 98, 93, and 90.
Literally, what are the odds?
Never tell me the odds.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're hiding in the trees, and you're suddenly aware of two figures approaching the car. They obviously came up the part of the drive very stealthily because you didn't actually hear them approaching. But they're now literally just like 6 feet away from the front of the car, one on either side, and they both got shotguns, and they're pointing the guns at the car. So they're completely unaware of your presence. They've basically moved past your position. So you're effectively behind them, and they're now pointing their guns at the car, moving very slowly towards the car. I presume that you left the doors closed in the car, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. What you hear, one of them shouts, "Get out!"
Okay, I'm going to take careful aim. And before I do that, I'm going to indicate to Bert, I'll take the one on the right. He aims at the one on the left.
Okay, so you're taking aim.
Taking aim.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and you're just going to fire at them, are you?
I'm going to take one careful aimed shot.
Mm-hmm.
Are we within?
So you're not going to be within your point blank range because for you it's only 14, 15 feet, which isn't very far. So you'll be outside of that, but you just be in normal range. So you're going to get obviously a bonus die for aiming.
Yeah.
You get a bonus die for being unobserved.
2 bonus die. Okay,
Mhm.
excellent. We might get another one. Okay, so I'm going to take a shot then.
Okay.
Same time.
Ooh,
Okay.
crack
Well,
him.
15 is
Okay.
a good start. Do you need to improve on that, or is that already an impale?
That is, oh no, unfortunately, an impale is a 14.
Oh, okay.
You got a bonus. You have got a bonus die, so you've got 2 chances of getting a 0.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But I do 8 damage.
8 damage. Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll deal with that in a second. If we can just go with Bert's shot as well, please.
I've rolled an impale straight off the bat.
Nice.
Are you fine with your shotgun?
Yes.
Okay. What's the medium? What's the normal range for a shotgun?
5, 10
20.
yards. Oh, 20. Oh, it's sawned. Not sawn off one.
It's sawned off.
Sawn
10.
off, yeah. 10 yards.
I've got it down as 5/10.
I've got it down as 10.
Hmm.
And normal shotgun as 20.
Okay. So
Maybe I've cut mine off really short.
okay, it's not going to make any difference anyway, because it's not going to be extreme range. Okay, that's fine. It's still an impale anyway. Yep. Okay, so roll your damage for that then.
Is it?
So that's going to be 4. That's 24 plus 46. I don't think you really
Okay. 24 plus 40. 24 plus 38.
Right.
You're cleaning that car.
I should have aimed in between them.
Okay. So simultaneously, obviously, you fire at them. The one that you hit, but it obviously just drops like as you can imagine. You've obviously hit him in the throat, and he just goes down almost dead before he hits the ground. The other one, you shoot him in the back of the neck. The impact and the shock of the bullet hitting him was enough to knock him unconscious. He just falls straight to the ground as well.
We need to check.
Obviously, you don't know whether he's unconscious or not. He's just gone. You think
He's dropped.
Yeah, they both dropped. Yeah.
Move up quickly to check on.
Yeah. I'll you go check on them. I'll look down towards the gatehouse just in case the butler's making his way up.
Okay. Are you going to go and make yourself visible, or are you sneaking up to the?
You're talking to me. I'll sneak up to the body.
No, sorry, Blake. I meant sorry. When you
No,
go,
I'm staying where I am, but I'm just watching to make sure that we know there's a third person around. I'm trying to keep an eye out for the third person.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, you're just going to watch the road leading down towards the gatehouse. Yeah, fine. No, at this stage, then you don't see anything there. Okay. What are you doing? What are you doing, Bert?
I wanted to move up to the car, check that they're both dead.
Okay. So you see that you're the one that you shot is pretty obvious that he's dead straight away. You can see probably from where you shot him from that he's dead. The other one is not dead. He's unconscious.
Take out a knife and make him dead.
Okay. You make quick work of that, and they are now both deceased.
Turn the lights off on the car and go back to Douglas. And the radio off.
Okay.
I'll reload my pistol. Still one to go. Maybe he's still down in the gatehouse. Should we make our way down?
We need to talk to this one. Find out what happened on that phone call.
Right. Aim for the knees then.
All right.
We'll head down.
Okay. You're going to head down. Okay, right. You're now heading down towards the gatehouse. Right. Meanwhile, back in the house, where are you going next, Jacob? You've closed the door to the laundry room.
Yeah, Charles had beckoned Jacob to come and join.
I'll go back up to the foot of the stairs.
So, boiler room, laundry.
Yes, nothing in there. No hiding places.
Any exits? Cold shoot.
No.
There was 2 doors, and there was 2 doors in there. Did you not see those? Sorry, here. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, in the northern part of the room, there was like 2 doors together.
Okay. Okay. There was another exit.
Sorry, that was my fault.
Useful.
I think we ought to search this pretty systematically, don't you?
I also think we shouldn't go much. If there is a monster, we need to use that. We're not going
I wonder if the people who were here are the ones we encountered upstairs. They look like they abandoned their meal in a hurry.
Yeah, almost certainly. Don't know how many of them.
Well, you can look at the table and you can see that they're judging by the amount of people that were eating. There's at least 8 plates on the table, main dinner plates.
How many did we shoot upstairs?
Upstairs you saw the butler, and then you saw the two others that came out, the two that jumped you in the hall, and then but there were also the other two that were there that had the guns originally. So how many you've actually seen is 5 altogether.
Get out there.
Okay,
Then,
if you stay in the doorway and cover me from there, I'll go and have a look at the other door, and
So you're going to move. So you're going to go to here. Yeah.
And then,
okay. Open the door.
There.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand there looking both ways. So I have the door back into the hall slightly ajar, see if anyone. And meanwhile, spend half my attention watching Jacob, half.
So you're standing inside the laundry, the boiler stroke laundry room, with that with the door slightly ajar. Yeah.
And I'll be just to the side of the doors to begin with.
Yeah,
I've got my gun in one hand and torch in the other.
Okay.
And I'll use the hand with the torch in to open the door, making so I've still got my gun available. I'm going to listen though first at the door before opening.
Okay. I'm making a roll for that. Right. You don't hear anything beyond that door at all.
I'll do the same again, very very slowly, gently. The handle. Open the door a little. Give it a couple of seconds. See if there's anything happens before just poking my head round and with the torch, just have a quick look inside.
Okay. You swing the torch. Nothing happens when you open the door. You swing the torch around. Yeah, but this room is basically full of one side is piled high with coal, and the other side has stacks of wood. There doesn't appear to be any other way out of this.
Okay. Was this the only other exit from the boiler room?
From the boiler room. That's it.
So would there be a coal chute above the pile of?
Mm-hmm. Are you going to have a look as well then?
Yeah, I'll take a couple of steps.
Okay.
And then just have a peek in, and then go back to the door.
Can you both make listen rolls for me, please? Actually, no, yeah, sorry, yeah, both of you.
That is a hard success.
Okay.
A fail, Charles.
So, okay. Okay, Jacob. Charles is walking towards you, and you kind of stand aside, having looked into the coal. When you think that you can hear, suddenly you hear like a very gentle kind of scraping sound, as if the sound of maybe like a wooden chair on the floor
from the main room.
Yeah, it seems to be coming from the back. You only hear it momentarily. It only happens really quickly, but it was very faint. What are you going to do?
I'll spin round fairly obviously to hope I sort of attract Charles's attention.
Yeah.
I'll aim my gun at the door very very slowly, sort of one step by step, move forward, and keep as quiet as I can, training the gun on the doorway.
Okay, you start doing that, Charles. I presume you've spun round as well, as you're heading towards. You're up here, heading towards the coal
so
room.
I was going that way.
Yeah. Okay. As you spin round, Jacob, you pointed to Charles, and then you've just drawn your gun. Well, I'm pointing it towards the door. Suddenly, the door, which was slightly ajar, you suddenly push closed, and you hear the sound of a key on the other side being worked in it.
Okay. I'll go have a quick look in the coal storeroom. Is there a coal chute leading up?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
How
wide is it?
It's having a look. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's not wide enough for a person to fit up.
I get my shotgun out and put my pistol away and say, "Well, we can blow the lock with this."
Yeah.
Okay. As you're doing
I'll move to the southern end of the room and hide behind this boiler.
Okay. As you're doing that, can you again both make listen rolls for me?
It's a fail for me this time.
Fail for Charles.
Okay. So what are you doing when you say you're moving over to where you are now? And
yeah, I'm stealthily moving toward the door.
Okay. Trying to move as quietly as you can. Yeah.
I'll wave to Jacob. I'll point to myself and level my shotgun against the door, and I'll point to him and sort of use my hands with a grenade as though he's going to throw a grenade.
Okay. I'll if Charles is going to blow the door, then I'm going to get my pistol out and a Mills bomb out.
Okay. So yeah.
And then I'll point to both of them and with my fingers sort of indicate that we're going to run, and then point up.
I'll nod.
Okay, so who's doing what then?
Ready? Okay, I'll count down. So I'm going to level my shotgun at the lock.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob obviously needs to stand aside a little bit, and then I'll count down with 3, 2, 1, and then.
So you're going to move up close to the door, are you, to blow the lock with the shotgun?
Yeah, I'll move a little bit closer.
Edging closer to the door.
Edging, yeah.
I'm fairly close to the door. I think I'm where I am on the floor plan.
Yeah, you probably, bearing in mind that the shotgun has a bit of a scatter, you probably need to be out of the way of that, otherwise you're going to get...
It's 12 gauge, and the door opens.
Okay.
So I'll count with my fingers, 3, 2, 1, and then I'll blow the lock.
Righty-ho. So you're about sort of 6 foot away from the door at that point. So can you just make a to hit roll, please?
Okay, I am aiming it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, the shotgun does the job with the door, and the door is now slightly.
I'm going to pull the pin from the Mills bomb and throw it through the door into the room.
Okay, you're going to throw it through the door, and then what? And then close the door again?
Well, yeah. Is it possible to do that? Is the door functional enough?
Yeah, it's. I mean, the door itself is still. It's still. You can still close it. It's just the lock area that's been damaged, so you can still pull.
Yeah, if I can, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. So you open the door. You push the door ajar slightly. Are you going to look through?
No, just going to throw the Mills bomb through into the room.
Okay. And then I presume you hide behind get back into the room, yeah? Waiting for the 4.5 seconds, whatever it is, before it explodes. Okay, the grenade goes off in the room. You hear the shrapnel and crashing against the walls as the explosion happens.
Okay.
Then all falls quiet again.
Instantly after that, as soon as the explosion goes off, I'll open the door and whoever's nearest can run through. If it's Charles, I'll go through.
I'll go through first because obviously, as I do, I've got my gun and torch, and I'm really just heading for the stairs. But obviously, I'm going to have a look, just a glance into the room before I head up there.
Okay, so you see 2 bodies. Other than the devastation that the grenade has caused, obviously the table is fairly destroyed, as is everything on it. A lot of the walls are really quite badly pitted. Some of the doors are pretty badly damaged as well from the explosion. There in the middle of the room is a body lying there, and there's also a body draped on the staircase here. Can you see those?
Yeah.
Okay. So the body at the bottom of the room looks like some sort of it's dressed like a footman. Are you going to go and have a look?
Well, we're going to have to climb over.
Oh, you mean? Well, I'll go to the one at the bottom of the stairs because I think we're heading out. So I'll just have a quick look at him as we head up.
Okay, well that's a female. She is a small petite woman with jet black hair, called in a bun with chopsticks and a blue ribbon. She has a black and white maize uniform with a pinafore, and she is of Oriental origin or Southeast Asian origin. But she was. Unfortunately, she's been quite badly blown apart by the grenade.
Okay. We won't have a look at the footman in the wrong location, but just go. You're in front, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'm not running, but I'm being a bit wary as I go up, just keeping the gun raised and the torch shone ahead of me.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll look back over my shoulder so I go up to see if anyone else is following.
Okay, there doesn't seem to be anybody else following, no. Are you heading back up to the previous level?
Tap Jacob on the shoulder and lean forward. Probably one left, judging by the plates. Be careful.
Okay.
Okay,
right, well,
so
we'll head back to the scullery.
You head back up to the scullery. Okay. Right. Meanwhile, outside, Blake and Bert, you're heading towards the gatehouse.
Yep.
Okay. As you break cover of the woods. Well, the woods go all the way down the hill till about 30 yards. There's a distance of about 30 yards between the woods and the gatehouse that's open, which has just got the drive and then grass either side of it, before you arrive at the gatehouse where the wall is. There doesn't seem to be anybody outside the gatehouse, but the little hut has the door is closed to the hut though.
So a window.
You can see there's a light inside. Yes, there's a window which has got a blind or curtains drawn. You can't really see from here, but you can see the light from beyond that. So you guess it's probably curtains.
Is the door facing us or is it facing the road?
Facing the road.
Okay, so we could approach the hut from the opposite side, so he couldn't see us
Yes.
if he's in there. Okay.
Yeah, the window's on the front as well. The window and the door are both on the front,
All right.
facing the road. Yeah. So you can make your way up to the side of the hut.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
From the rear, yeah.
Have you got your torches out, by the way? Or are you just going
No,
by?
just going by.
It's pretty dark. There's not much in the way of moonlight. It's quite cloudy. So, but your eyes obviously adjust. You've been outside for quite a long time now. So you managed to negotiate the distance quite quietly in the last 30 yards. And then so you're now at the hut.
I'm going to creep up to the hut and crouch down low.
Yeah.
And then knock on the back. It's a wooden hut, yeah?
Yeah, make a listen roll, please, both of you, because you're both right close to the hut now.
91.
Excellent. So you kept it in the 90s. That's good to know. I've actually failed as well, but I've at least rolled a 58. So, vastly better.
Okay.
You're our lead listener.
On my lead listener.
Yeah.
You're the least worst of all the listeners.
Yes, congratulations. I still failed.
Right, so you don't hear
Ears Briggs, as we'll call you from now on.
You don't hear anything, but what you said you were going to knock on the door, do you?
No, I was going to knock on the wall about crouching down.
Yeah, it is a wooden hut.
So you can come out now. Your friends are dead. If you come out with your hands up, we won't hurt you. Don't make us come in.
Okay. You hear the creaking sound of footsteps inside the hut, and they move quite slowly towards towards the door.
So walk out slowly with your hands in the air and keep walking to the middle of the road. Don't turn around.
Okay, you're on the side of the hut, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you can see, but from your position, you can suddenly see a little bit more light coming through the curtains, as if the curtains have been pulled to one side. The light kind of spills out onto the grass outside.
Very low.
Okay, you hear the door begin to open, and a thin voice. Please, don't hurt me, please.
Step out slowly.
You've seen a lean and wiry middle-aged man. Same silvery white hair, black tailcoat that's now a little bit grubby, and a rather large bruise. Previous meeting, he steps out into the grass outside. Are you gonna make yourself known to him, like step out in front of him?
No, I want him to walk to the middle of the road.
Okay, you're telling him to do that.
Yeah, stand in the middle of the road, facing away from me, and put his hands behind his back. Then kneel down. He
does that. He's totally complicit. You can hear him kind of sobbing a little bit as he's doing this, but he just does exactly what you tell him to do.
I'll indicate to Bert to cover him. I will get my handcuffs out and I'm going to cuff him.
Okay.
As soon as he's cuffed, I'll stick my head in the hut and check it out.
Okay, it's not really got much in there at all. It's just a table. There's some cards on the table, a couple of glasses, bottle of whiskey, and there is a phone in there as well. But yeah,
I'll just pick it up to hear
shotgun cartridges.
Okay, well I'll pocket the shotgun cartridges, and I'll just pick the phone up to hear the dialing tone.
Yeah, the dialing tone's there. It's a live line. The butler almost lets out a breath of relief when you put the cuffs on. Oh, is he not going to kill me then?
No. Should we? If I wanted you dead, you'd be dead already. Instead, you've got a bruise. Who did they call? Who did you call?
The police in Walton.
That's the police. No one else. Put the shotgun right under his chin. No one else. Just the police.
His eyes widen and you see sweat beading on his kind of pallid brow. He says, "No, I promise, just the police."
All right. Step away from him.
What did you tell them?
The house is being attacked.
And are they coming?
Yes, I think so.
Where's Gavigan?
He's not here. He's not here.
Where is he? If he's not here, where is he?
Oops. Hold on a second.
By the way, I show him.
Pardon? No. Not that fairness. He's probably in London, where he always is. He's not due here until tomorrow.
What are the circumstances of his arrival? Are you picking him up from the train station, or is he taking a car here? How are you expecting him?
Yes. Well, not me, but the footman will be picking him up from the train station at about noon tomorrow.
noon in that car.
Yes.
Search him. What's he? Is he carrying any inverted ankh, like lapel pins or tattoos or necklaces or charm bracelets?
I hope he is. So you're searching him all over, are you?
Yeah.
He's not carrying anything, but when you kind of search him, he's got an inverted ankh tattoo with his right arm. When you kind of pull back his shirt and see it, he looks at you and his eyes widen. No, please.
Right.
What's that?
So we know what you are, and we know what you're trying to do. Give me one good reason not to kill you here.
I have a wife. I have children.
Right. So then we kill them. So we kill them too. Thanks for telling us that.
I can't give you a reason, can I?
Well, give me something that might make me want to keep you alive. I know you're lying about the police, and I know you're lying about Gavigan. Try being a bit honest with us, and you might just get away with living another day. Keep lying to me. I guarantee you, I won't only kill you, I'll kill your family as well. If you love your kids and you love your wife, time to start telling the truth.
I'm not lying about the police. We called the police. The police in Walton, at least a couple of them anyway. They're
Your friends, then.
Exactly. They're our friends, yes. So I'm not lying about that. Well,
yeah, economical. So we can expect company. Where's Gavigan really?
Why are you doing this? You realise that you can't defeat him, don't you?
Who's
Possibly.
him?
He's in the house.
Where?
I'll tell you if you want to go looking for him.
Let's go see him together.
The house has got priest holes behind the fireplace in the great hall. There is an entrance. Gavigan has his workshop there.
How do we access the priest house?
There is a brick behind the left-hand suit of armour. Push it.
What else? What's in the attic? What's in the cellar? Know your kind. Keep your secrets in places like that.
There's nothing else. I don't know what's in Gavigan's cellar. The servants sleep in the cellar. In Gavigan's workshop, I've never been allowed there, so I don't know. He has power over things that you can never even begin to understand. You've made a big mistake, you realise that, don't you? If you go back to the house, you won't leave here alive.
I'll look at Bert with a kind of knowing look and look down at the butler. Anything else we need to know? How many more men, other than the 2 policemen, are you expecting?
I don't know how many the policemen will bring with them. I don't know. Obviously, not all of the police know about us. Are you going to let me go now?
I think we should take you back to the house where you'll be nice and safe.
Keep an eye on for a second. I'm going to go over and check the gate. Is the gate locked?
Yeah.
Where's the key to the gate?
In the hut. In the desk.
Okay, I'll go and retrieve it. Can I snap the key off in the lock?
What's try and make it so you can't open the gate?
Make it so you can't open the gate, or at least slow them down. Actually, I won't do that. I'll pull Bert to one side. We could rig the gate with a Mills bomb, so if anyone comes through, it goes off. It might not kill them, but we'll know that they're coming.
Yeah, strap it to one gate and let refuse the other as soon as it swings open.
Yeah.
Boom. I'll do that. I'll get on it.
Excellent.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any thread or anything like that. Yeah, well, we'll rig it up to people trust it.
Just as you're about to approach the gate, suddenly you hear a terrible sound from the skies above you. A sound so alien and so monstrous that it makes your blood curdle. You see a smile spread across the butler's face. I told you should not have stayed here. You can't escape. He has summoned them. Sorry. Can you make a spot roll, please?
Oh, 1.
Okay, right. That's pretty impressive.
It's probably the one occasion where I really don't want to see it.
Yeah, I would suggest so.
I'm happy with my failed roll.
You're looking at the gate.
Yeah, I'm looking at the gates of hell.
Okay, you're looking back towards the house, and you see a shape which descends over the house. Massive, malformed, riding the currents of the night like a predator on silent wings. Terrible hybrid thing. You're too far away to see any detail, but it's an awful looking thing. It looks as awful as it's.
It's not what devoured Stanton, it's something different,
Correct.
something bigger.
No, it's not bigger. It's actually smaller than the thing that devoured Stanton, but no less threatening.
No less. I don't think we should go back to the house just yet.
Wait in the hut.
If I remember my piggies, a hut of wood doesn't keep the wolf at bay. We need something a little stronger. Do we need this gentleman any further?
He looks at you. I told you everything I know. I told you everything I know. I can be of use to you. Please keep me alive.
How? How can you be? How can you protect us from that?
I can't. He says, shouts at you with his eyes wide.
Shoot him.
Shoot him in the head.
You can shoot him, are you?
Yep,
Okay.
just one between the eyes.
Okay. Roll to hit them. No.
Point blank?
Well, yeah, point blank. Yeah, I get.
You get point blank range, and also presume you'd have aimed as well.
Yeah, that hit him.
Okay.
8 damage.
Okay. He's laughing in a kind of maniacal way, and he starts trying to run across the grass. The bullet slams into his back, and he throws him to the floor, and he rolls onto his back. No, like blood pouring from his wound. He shouts, "Ya Nyarlathotep!"
Shoot him again.
Okay.
That's a hit. 4 damage.
Okay. That slams into the top of his leg this time, and he writhes in agony and laughing at the same time.
Will you just die? I'll shoot him again.
I will move over with my knife.
Okay. He's still kind of trying to get back up again.
Oh, is he? He's trying to get back up.
He's trying to get back up. Okay, you go for your shotgun, but Blake's already fired again.
10 damage.
Okay, this time, as he just gets to his feet and you go for your shotgun, he gets hit in the back of the head, and his insane ramblings are promptly halted as he slams into the ground.
Mate, that was messier than I intended. I'll walk over and retrieve my handcuffs.
Meanwhile, back at the house, the horrifying sound that I hope that you heard earlier has not gone unobserved by both Charles and Jacob, who are just coming back into the kitchen. You hear that terrible sound above, from somewhere above the house.
There's something outside. Can we lock the door to the cellar?
Back in the kitchen, you can see the room that you're in now, can't you? Yeah. So this door here has been left open. It wasn't open. No. And you can feel like a cold draft coming in through that from there. It seems that the sound that you heard outside is quite loud, as if there's no wall between you and the sound, as it were.
What in hell was that?
Something terrible, monstrous.
Aren't Bert and Douglas out?
They are. Hopefully, they're on the way back here.
You hear it again, slightly closer this time.
We need to either defend ourselves or get outside.
I think we're better defending ourselves in here, aren't we?
Yes, as long as nothing comes up behind us in the cellar.
What are you going to do then?
Is there a door to the outside from here? There is, isn't there? We're right next to it, I think. Are we?
No, the door. This is the only other. This is the door. So this is the door to the scullery here. You just came out of that scullery there. Yeah. Sorry, I haven't. I revealed that. Yeah, see, that's the room you just came out of. There's a door here, and then this door here is where you came in to the outside. The one at the back of the breakfast room here.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, see, it's
there's
a window by the sinks, isn't it?
That door's open. That door's open here, and you reckon that door's probably open as well, the back door, judging by the cold draft that's coming through.
Let's close the door outside.
Yeah, let's go to that door and see if we can see what's outside first.
Move forward.
Head through into the breakfast room. This time I've got my pistol ready, and I'll head slowly to the door, the outside door from the breakfast room leading out. Is that door open as well?
Yeah, that's the door, the back door, which opens into the little garden, the walled garden. Yeah, that door's open as well. You can see that the gate is open as well.
Had we left both the gate and the door closed?
Yeah, nothing. So you think? Did you think that somebody from the cellar has probably run up here, come through the doors, and it's gone outside?
I think it's likely to be another servant. Just run.
Can you make listen rolls, both of you?
That's a
65
fail.
Charles, it's a fail.
Fail for me.
Both fails, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. You're both looking out the door, yeah?
Yeah.
Charles, where are you?
Yeah. So I am in the kitchen, standing in the just the side of the doorway. Covering
Where you are
Jacob.
now, basically.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
okay,
basically,
and
right.
Jacob, you're looking outside, are you?
I've moved to where I am now, so I'm just
Yeah.
sort of slightly to one side of the door, looking out.
Okay.
So I'm covering Jacob, but also looking back to the stairs to the cellar.
Jacob, you are looking out into the dark. You can feel your heart beating as you hear as a result of these terrible screeches that you've heard. And suddenly, a shape descends from above, and you hear just as you see it, you also hear the beating of large wings as something lands on top of this outhouse here, the roof. You see it. You can't help but look at it. Massive, malformed, riding the currents of the night like a predator on silent wings, a terrible hybrid winged thing, twisted by some alien hand. Its limbs are too long, joints are wrong, and it has a head that is not altogether a horse, a crow, nor a giant ant. It doesn't roar but whistles, a high, keening tone that bypasses your ears and scratches something deep in your mind. Can I get you to make a sanity roll, please?
I was rather hoping you weren't going to say that. That's a fail.
Okay. Right. So, what's the sanity? Give me a second. Right, can I just ask the other three of you just to drop off a second? Keep an eye on the chat on thing that we use.
20.
Right. All right.
Roll 20, yeah. And I'll let you know when you can come.
Okay. Cheers.
Cool. So, because you're already indefinitely insane, any sand loss means that you have a bout of madness.
Okay.
So I'm just going to try and work out what that actually involves now. Right. So can I get you to roll a d10 for me, please?
6.
6. Okay. That's
Yep.
faint. Okay. So that's actually probably one of the better ones. You just faint. Okay. So you're just gonna go straight out for a number of rounds that I'll let you know when you're back. You might as well roll it now. So roll a d10 again.
6 again.
Okay. So you're going to be out for 6 rounds. Okay. So
Okay,
I'll tell you when
yeah.
that's up. But you just completely faint. Then after that, so you just continue to be your normal mad self when you come back round.
Great.
And might gain a phobia or something at a later date. But for now, that's what you do, which is one of the better ones. It could have been a lot worse than that.
Yeah, that was quite a relief. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay, hello.
Okay, good. So, Charles, you hear that terrible keening sound outside again. You see Jacob standing in the doorway looking outside, and then he literally just drops to the ground with a heavy thud. His torch goes like scattering across the floor, and you can see he's totally out with just his tongue kind of lolled to one side, his eyes rolled up into his head. What are you going to do?
Okay, I'll rush out, slam the door closed, and then try to drag Jacob back into.
Okay, slam the outside door closed?
Yeah, the door to the courtyard.
Yeah. And you're going to try and drag him back from the breakfast room back into the kitchen, yeah? Okay, so
and then close that door.
Yeah, his tongue's kind of lolling to one side. There's loads of kind of drool and spittle coming out, and his eyes are rolled up into his head. He's just completely not there at all. And you're going to try and drag him out. Okay. You can hear the flapping of heavy wings as you scramble to try and drag Jacob through into the breakfast room.
Was I able to close the door? I'm not looking inside.
You close the door and you drag him through. Yeah. The sound of heavy wings flapping and the kind of a terrible kind of dull buzzing sound suddenly hits your ears from outside, and you feel something heavy slamming. You're going to try and drag him through into the kitchen, yeah?
Yep, and then close the door.
Okay. You managed to do that.
Okay.
What are you going to do now?
Is there a lock to the kitchen door?
There is, and the key is in it.
Okay, I will lock it. And there's sort of like a cupboard in the northeast corner.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Okay. Is it possible to pull that down?
In front, yeah, you can pull that down. It's got a load of crockery and stuff in it, so you can just pull it forward.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll do that. So it blocks the door.
Yeah.
So just leaving Jacob.
Yeah.
I will then run over to the window. Are there shutters on the inside?
No, there are only curtains. Actually, there are no shutters on the.
Well, I'll draw the curtains anyway.
Yeah, the curtains are already drawn.
And then I will go back through into the scullery
Okay.
and just look for any other doors. Looks like there could be.
Yeah, there's another door there, which
Does that look like an outside?
No, it doesn't. No, it's
Right.
definitely an interior door. That one.
Okay, and the door that I've just gone through. I'll go back through.
Yeah, as you look at that door, you realise you can smell like the food stuff. So you reckon that probably leads to the pantry. Bearing in mind this is a kitchen and the scullery, you'd imagine that's probably the pantry.
So that was the door on that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to have a check on Jacob. Still breathing, but he's just.
Yeah, he's just out. Yeah.
Can't think of the word. Not comatose.
He's just fainted, basically.
Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, back outside, having heard this terrible sound and seen that thing from far off, you've now finished off the insane butler. What are you guys doing outside?
Hiding.
As we move stealthily back towards the car and then take up our hiding position that we had previously, because that was some good hiding.
What, up by the trees, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What, and then just waiting?
Yeah, we can so kind of keep a vague eye on the house.
Yeah,
not too good an eye that we might see something that scares us a lot.
You've seen whatever that thing is that winged thing has gone around the back of the house now, and it's disappeared around the back side of the house.
Good.
But you hear it again. You hear it scream a couple of more times, but you don't see it again.
Okay, we're going to wait it. We're going to wait it out.
Okay, all right. Let's go back to the kitchen then. Charles, you can hear something outside, moving around outside, and actually, can you make a listen roll, please? See if you can determine where it is.
11.
Okay.
It's a hard 6.
Okay, so you can now hear the thing over this kind of to the outside of the kitchen window kind of area. You can hear the flapping of the wings and that kind of weird, horrible kind of buzzing, humming sound. That seems to be coming from over there.
Right. I will run back into the scullery.
Yeah.
So
You're leaving? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Jacob's where he is behind the tent to move him. So he's right next. If you can move him, you can move just a little bit to the left. So you're behind the table. A bit more.
There?
No. Back where you were is just left. So between the end of the table and the door to the breakfast is just down one. Yeah, basically. So you're lying on the floor, sort of with the table between you and the window. Okay, so in the back room, there was a storeroom up here. So I will, with a shotgun in hand, open the door to the storeroom.
Yeah.
Carefully and see what's.
Okay, out there is you open the door to that room, and yeah, it is just like a pantry area where all the foodstuffs are stored.
Are there any windows?
Yeah, there are some windows. Okay, there's a largish window, but no doors.
And is the window a curtain?
Yes. Again, there's no shutters. Doesn't seem to be any shutters on the lower level.
Okay. Back at the end of this corridor, is that a door on the far end?
No, that's just a
right. In that case.
Oh no, that is actually a door. Yeah, you're right. It is a door. You can see the dots. Yeah, that's the door.
Okay. So I'll listen to that door and then carefully open.
That's locked. There doesn't seem to be a key in it either.
Okay. In the pantry with all the food, are there many boxes?
Yeah, there's a few boxes. There's about 2 or 3 boxes, and mostly but wooden ones. Yeah, but then there's like some cardboard and other bits like that. But nothing really substantial, except for the wooden ones are under the window. I'm
going to go back into the kitchen.
Okay. As you do that, you see Jacob is kind of beginning to move.
Okay. I will warily go to where I am next to the stove, crouching down there, keeping an eye on the window and the 2 doors, and Jacob checking between all of them to see if there's any movement by the window, anyone coming through the door from this, and the other door's blocked.
Okay. Jacob, you're coming to now.
I'm being wary of Jacob. You're
suddenly aware of your surroundings in the kitchen. You remember the kitchen. You remember going down into the cellar, but you can't really remember what happened after that.
We're in hell, Charles. We've been Gavigans sent us to hell. That was Satan itself. It's stalking us.
Yeah, you could be right, but we're still alive. We're still breathing.
We're not alive. We must be in hell, Charles.
Not yet.
Is Stanton here?
I'm afraid not. He won't be joining us. Douglas and Bert are outside. They'll be coming for us soon. Trust me.
Are they dead too?
No.
Okay, you hear another screeching sound outside of the window. It seems to be, and suddenly you're aware of something. The windows are falling, pushing against them.
Okay, I will level my shotgun. And
Okay, you're holding a shotgun.
Yeah.
And what are you doing, Jacob?
I'll get my shotgun as well.
Okay, you're both kind of pointing your gun towards the window. Suddenly, without any warning, the window smashes and something huge comes through it. All you can see in front of you is like wings, huge form, the likes of which you've never seen before. I mean, Charles, it's terrible. It's some sort of hybrid alien thing, which limbs are too long. Its head, a horse's head or a crow's head. It's got antennae like an ant. The body itself is almost like a decaying human torso. You've never seen anything like it. Can you make a sanity roll, please?
I'll give it a go. I can't see what I rolled.
15.
You rolled 15.
Oh, yeah, 15.
Mm.
Yes, that is a success.
Okay. You're blasting it with what?
Shotgun.
Okay.
Got shotgun 2.
Roll your damage.
Damage, or do you want me to roll
You
it?
just rolled 15, didn't you?
I thought that was my sanity roll.
Yeah, that was
Oh
the
yeah,
sanity
of
roll.
course. So obviously, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, on that. Yeah, it was a sanity roll. That okay. So you pass your sanity roll. Okay. You had your. Yeah, you can. And you both had your guns out, didn't you?
Yeah, I was aiming window. So I'll give
Hold
it
on,
both barrels.
I'm just going to check who'll be first. Jacob, you were aiming as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're slightly quicker. So you fire first. You can't get any bonuses for aiming. Literally just smash through the window.
That's a miss.
Okay.
To get no bonus die. It's point blank.
Yeah,
Is it
is
point blank range?
It is. Yeah, it's going to be probably just outside that actually, because point blank range for you is only 12 feet, so it's a little bit further away than that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it. Charles,
It's a miss.
Okay. So is it point blank range for me?
point blank range for you is 11 feet, so probably not.
Okay. If I have 2 shots, is it penalty die on both? Or
Yeah.
just right. In that case, I'll just take the 1 shot,
Okay.
which is a miss.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to measure this because it's like
Mhm.
American football.
Presumably it's between the sinks and the table now.
Yeah. Can you see that? Can you see it when I do
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
sort that.
clever.
Okay, so from you,
Jacob throws down a flag.
you know, it's so close. I'm going to give you definitely not for Jacob, but because he's definitely over.
Yeah.
But for you, Charles, it's so close. I'm going to give you a bonus die on that, so that you are within point blank range.
Okay. Wish me luck. Oh,
Oh. Okay.
Too high.
So the sight of the thing is just too much for you, and you blast the shotgun one side of the window, then the other side of the and the thing is now in the room. Right. So I'm going to do this fair and square. 1, 2, 3 it goes to attack Jacob. 4, 5, 6 it attacks Charles. Okay, Charles. The thing is now bearing down upon you. You see on the end of its wings it has terrible slashing claws that move with a speed that defies the size of the thing. You can hardly see it as it moves across the room towards you. I presume you've got the choice of either fighting back or dodging. What are you going to do?
Fight back is a brawl, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I will try that. I'm better at brawling than dodging.
Okay. First. Okay. You need to be a hard success.
Okay. 85. Nowhere near.
Okay. Unfortunately, the thing overpowers you and slashes you with its. Ouch. Okay. So you have the claw slashes across your torso and up to blood spilling everywhere. You look on in horror, Jacob, as you see the thing spin round, and Charles's body collapses on the ground like lifelessly almost. But the thing hasn't finished as it spins round, and this horrible maw screams at you, and it makes its way across as well, swinging one of its wings with its terrible claw on the end. Are you going to try and dodge it, or are you going to try and fight back?
I'm going to try and dodge, and as I do, I'm going to try and dodge backwards, as in sort of heading toward the top of the room,
Okay.
toward the pantry area.
Okay, make a dodge roll then, please.
Oh, fail.
What's that? fail. Okay.
By a 1.
Attack. Ooh. Okay, but luck is on your side as the creature clambers across the room. You scramble back, but the table gets in the way. You push the table in between you and the creature, and somehow you manage to scramble away from it. Okay, Charles, let's deal with what you're doing. Yeah, Charles is not really doing a lot. He's quite lifeless, lying. Meanwhile, back down the driveway in the hut, you can hear the screaming sounds that you've heard before are now becoming more common, more regularly.
Right.
So I just want to check something. If I just
Mhm.
drop a quick ping, that's the front door.
Yeah.
That's the front door. Super. So the car was parked outside there, so that's the driveway. So I think what we want to do is we want to sort along the edge of the driveway, staying kind of on the grass and staying in the shadow, past the front door and head for this window that is around the corner that's near the sort of the grand hall, I suppose you call it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Moving relatively quickly. I'm hopefully under the cover of all the screeching.
Okay. So, Jacob, you see the shredded body of Charles lying on the kitchen floor. You've smashed the table over in front of you. This thing is almost floor to ceiling in the kitchen. Wings, it's snapping more. What are you going to do?
As I was the dodge. What am I doing? I was doing something.
Setting fire to yourself, yeah.
I am, yeah. The dodge was heading backwards, so I'm going to run back out of the room to the north. Dropping a Mills bomb as I go behind me with the pin out.
Okay, right. So you're pulling the pin out. Where are you going to drop the Mills bomb?
In the just inside the room before I leave it.
Okay, and then where are you going to run to?
Is that as a corridor? Is it just above the kitchen?
Where are you talking? What, here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the scullery where you went down those stairs.
Okay. Is that a window on the far end of it?
Yeah.
I'm going to jump. Is it big enough to? If it's big enough to jump through, I'm just going to jump through the window.
You'd have to jump up onto the ledge and climb through. It's quite, but you could do that.
I'm going to throw myself through the window.
Right. Okay. So you're going to run straight up here through there and then out the window. Yeah.
Yeah. Dropping a Mills bomb behind me as I go.
You. Right. Okay. Interesting. Right. Okay. So I will need you to make if you want to jump through the window, which is it's going to be the only way you can get out quick enough to prevent the thing coming up behind you. You need to make a jump roll to do that.
I seem to have managed to turn the dice rolls off. Oh, here we are. That was this a jump roll, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a hard success.
Okay, so you sprint away from the kitchen, and just as you're leaping through the window, you climb the jump perfectly, smash through the window, and you crash into the garden outside. Okay, you take 1 point of damage from smashing through the glass and landing on the other side. Okay.
Yeah.
You got some cuts on your face and stuff and on your hands, and then the explosion goes off in the room behind you, the kitchen, as a grenade detonates. This thing is obviously following you. Okay, so make a roll for the damage, please.
Which is?
I think it's 4d10. I think we determined previously. That's 8. Those are d8s.
They are, aren't they? I'm getting excited. So that's 25, isn't it? 8 for the first and 17 in total for the others.
25 in total. Okay.
25, yeah.
Okay, the explosion. Hear the explosion rip apart the kitchen behind you, and you hear a terrible screeching sound, which is then cut short, and silence reigns. You stand up in the outside garden. Like I said, you got a few cuts, bits of glass stuck in you. Your heart, you can feel your heart beating fast. You're breathing heavily, almost panic. You look back. You can't stop yourself, and you kind of glance back, but the thing hasn't followed you. You see what looks like a part of like a wing lying on the ground in the scullery, in the wrecked area of the scullery. Meanwhile, out the front, okay, so you pull the car up, as you mentioned. What are you going to do?
Yeah, no, we didn't. You
I didn't take the
car.
I said I wanted to walk to where the car.
Oh, sorry.
My confusion for mentioning the car. I was just saying that that's where the car was parked, so we could go around the edge of the driveway, and then basically I wanted to head in through the window that is in the front of the house.
This window over here, where you are.
Yeah.
What, on the right, the Great Hall window, you mean?
Yes, that one. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Let's just say the window that's really close to the fireplace.
Okay, you both going over there?
Oh, yes.
Okay, okay, you get to the window.
Try and jimmy it open.
Okie dokie. You actually, what have you got? Just going to crowbar it open, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think from previous, I mean, that was either locksmith or mechanical repair, if I remember rightly.
Oh, so I'll have a whittle on mechanical repair. Oh,
Okay.
which means I'm just going to smash it and climb.
Okay.
Can I try it? Oh, actually, but using a different skill, locksmith.
Okay, yeah, you can give it a go before Bert smashes it.
Nah, there's no way I can get through that. But
yeah, the frame's quite rotten, so when you try and kind of like jimmy it, there's no resistance on it. It just keeps crumbling off, so you're not able to get through it. So yeah, the only way you can do it is by smashing the glass. Can I get you to make a listen roll? Well, it's actually a combined listen or spot hidden roll, please. So as long as you beat either of those.
Oh. Well, Douglas is on a 5, but I have kept in the 90s, as is traditional for listen rolls on this particular session.
I should. I'll take a critical success on both.
Okay. The curtains are drawn in the room, but you see. You think you do. You see like a shadow or something pass in front of moving in the room.
Okay. I'll stop. But how thick's the glass?
Yeah, it's not particularly thick.
Okay, I'm gonna chuck a Mills bomb through it. I just wanted to check that the bomb wouldn't bounce off.
Oh yeah, you would have to break the glass first. It would bounce off. Yeah.
Well, I was just about to smash the glass, so if he doesn't stop me, it's getting smashed.
Yeah. Okay. You smash the glass. I'll throw a Mills bomb through.
Okay, you're going to break the glass with smash it with your gun butt.
Shotgun. Yeah, shotgun. I'll use the barrel because it's sawn off, so the metal.
Okay, so you've got the only problem to that plan, as I probably should have mentioned to you before, is there is a curtain the other side. So obviously, if you throw it, it's gonna have to contend with the curtain as well.
The first time I've ever been foiled by a curtain. Curtains for us.
So you're going to smash the window, and then what's going to happen next?
Okay. But smash the window, pull the curtain back, and I'll throw a grenade through.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll just grab the curtain.
Okay. Can you both make spot rolls, please?
Yep, that's a success.
Hard success till now.
You both. Okay. Hard success. Okay. So Douglas, as the curtain is pulled back and you prepare to throw the grenade in, you see something large and shambling in front of the fireplace. Something that is not human and should not be. You get a glimpse of it as you toss the grenade in, but that's all you see. Unfortunately, Bert, because you're so much more perceptive, as the curtain is pulled back, you look inside and you actually see the thing. It looks at you. Standing in front of the fireplace, you see a blasphemous form of a thing, holy ape, nor holy insect. Its hide hangs loosely upon it, and its rugose, dead-eyed rudiment of a head side. Its forelimbs are extended, impossibly long, talon wide. Its whole body is taut with murderous malignity, despite its utter lack of facial description. As the thing shambles towards you, can you make as somebody fainted?
We just lost someone, didn't we?
Oh. Okay. So, Albert, Briggs, Bert, you have failed your sanity roll, I believe.
Yes, indeed.
Which results in a san loss. Okay, that's 8 sanity. Which is has the potential to have a large psychological effect upon you. You need to make a knowledge roll and fail it.
Knowledge roll.
That should be. I think it's int times 5. No, yeah. Do you realise the significance of what you've seen, or does your brain disbelieve it?
So is that
education? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I see it. I've rolled 94, so I haven't got a clue
That's great. Okay, that's what you wanted. So. You've lost the sanity points, but you haven't gone insane because you haven't actually realised. All you're interested in is whether somebody can chuck a bomb in and blow it up on. Okay, excellent. So you're chucking the Mills bomb into the room, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to make you make a throw roll. Only if it goes terribly wrong will I say penalise you.
Oh, time for 100 then.
Here comes the Games Master's curse.
Ooh,
When the
right.
first zeros went down.
So
If-
you literally just
If it had,
land.
if it had,
Yeah, it's a Yorker. You actually land it on its toes, and you couldn't be any better. It literally just you toss it in and it lands right under the thing itself. Okay, can I get you to roll a percentile dice, please?
I bet it was a dud.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. It explodes.
Come on, it's got to be. You can't crit with a Mills bomb, can you? Unfortunately,
No.
that's a shame.
No. But it's still a decent amount of damage, isn't it?
40, 10, yeah, 24 damage.
I presume you're taking cover after you throw the Mills bomb in.
Yeah, stepping back from the window.
Yeah. You hear the explosion. Some of the shrapnel obviously comes out of the window as well, so you're just as well to be hiding behind the wall. What damage did you get?
24.
Okay. The explosion happens. The more glass gets blown from the window. Various other bits of you hear the clatter of armor as the suits of armor get blown around the room, and then smoke, and then all you can hear is the ringing of the explosion in your ears. Okay, Jacob, what are you doing?
I'm reloading my shotgun. I think I'd emptied one barrel, backing off a little bit to there and training the shotgun on the window I've just come through. I don't believe it's dead. I'm just waiting a minute just to see what happens.
Okay. Suddenly you see the huge winged creature. You hear it scream again, and you see the wing that you thought was lifeless and dead on the floor is now once again part of it as it raises itself and flies towards the window. What are you going to do?
I'll go into the breakfast room and slam the door behind me.
Okay, check something. Okay, can I get you to make another SAN roll, please?
That's a success this time.
Oh, wow, okay. So, just as you're about to make your way through the door, you turn in utter panic and press the door, and you glance back, and the thing's not there, and you can see you can see what you saw before, and you realise that your bricks on you, and the thing didn't come through the window. You had some sort of delusional attack.
Okay.
Shortly after that, you hear an explosion in the east wing of the house.
Going to head towards it.
Towards the explosion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am insane.
Bert, Blake, what are you doing?
I'm looking at. Well, first thing I'm checking on Bert. Is he look all right?
Yeah, his eyes are wide and his face is pallid, but he looks all right. You can see like a big vein standing out on the side of his head.
What did you see? Do we go in?
I pull the curtain back and point my shotgun spray.
Okay, you look into what is now a fairly destroyed room, having had 2 Mills bombs set off in it. And there are quite large chunks out of the wall. Both of the 2 of the 4 suits of armour that are next to the fireplace, the too close to the fireplace, are like almost shattered. And it is quite badly damaged, this room now. You can see the remains of whatever that foul creature was. Thing lying in a huge heap of alien flesh.
Okay.
Parts of it have been blasted about. In fact, you can see a huge talon. One of its talons is actually stuck in the wall where it's exploded.
Okay. I climb in through the window and just head to the fireplace. Try to ignore the macabre scene.
What are you doing, Blake?
I will follow him through, trying not to look at the thing I've.
Yeah, it's pretty impossible not to look at it if you go into the room.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to make a sanity roll, I'm afraid.
Oh.
It's not going to be as bad as seeing the actual living thing, but it's still.
I defeated it. I succeeded anyway.
Okay, you just see the ruined remains of what the alien thing is.
I feel heartened that I defeated it so easily. Asking for trouble.
Words so easily and really necessary.
Come on, I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
So 1 in 100 shot. Don't tell me the odds. Right, I'm following Bert.
Okay, Jacob, what are you doing?
I am heading down through the reception room to there and heading out toward the main hall. I've put my shotgun away. I'm going to use my pistol instead. I'm not very confident in my ability with that. I'm heading toward the sort where I heard the explosion. I'm not moving too quickly, just going fairly cautiously.
Okay. Right. So you're across at the fireplace.
Right, I want to look for this brick.
There's loads of
behind
shrapnel and it's been quite badly damaged over here. So the suit of armor, you can see that it's hanging off its
Yeah.
stand. Behind it, you can see, you kind of feel around, and there's a brick there that definitely has slightly more indented than the others, and has a bit of give in it.
Okay. I'll look at Douglas, wait for him to give me the nod, and then press it.
Yep, and I've got a Mills bomb ready. My last Mills bomb.
And I've got 2 shells and a shotgun. Let's see how this goes.
Okay. You press the brick, and the wall swings inward, revealing a staircase descending down into darkness.
Okay, guess we head down.
Okay, I'll go first. You can throw over my shoulder, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You make your way down the staircase, and you can see it's a simple, about 12 steps carved from stone, and at the bottom is an iron door.
Okay, try the door.
It's locked.
I shall try and pick it if I can.
Okay.
Not a cat's chance.
You can try and push the roll if you've got any way that you think you might be able to do that.
The only way I could push it would be by using a Mills bomb.
I don't think you need to make a roll there.
The way I will push the roll will be trying to find Jacob and Charles. Jacob is much better at locks than I am.
Okay.
Do you want to guard the door, but while I go and look for them?
Yeah, it's only locksmith for door picking, isn't it?
We could try and. Is it a really heavy iron door?
Yeah. It's a heavy iron door.
We're not getting past. Oh, well, the only way we could get past. I've got dynamite, but we could risk bringing down the whole. Well, we would. We'd bring down the ceiling if we did that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Put it up against the hinge. Don't use too much.
I'm just talking outside of game terms now, outside of the game. But if you're going to try and do something like that, you'd need to make a demolitions roll, because you'd need to be able to know how to do that. So you can work out how good you are at that.
And the answer is terrible. I wouldn't even want to try and cut a stick of dynamite.
Okay, you're going to go. Did you say you're going to go back upstairs?
Yeah, I am going to go back upstairs. And is it quiet upstairs?
Very quiet.
Too quiet. Okay, in which case I'm going to get to the top of the stairs, stay in the doorway of the priest hole, and based on my guess that we've killed everybody now, or everybody that we knew was in the house, I'm going to shout, Jacob, Charles.
Okay, Jacob, you hear that shout as you're crossing the hallway.
I haven't been in this part of the house before.
No.
2 ways I could go. Either here, I tell which is closer to the source.
No, you can't really tell. So you just, it's one way or the other. So you can hear where the shout's coming from. So it's obviously you can just go through the dining room and then out through there. Yeah. It's not going to take very long for you to do that. So just move yourself into the. You go through to the Great Hall without any further ado. You come into the destroyed Great Hall, which has had a couple of explosions, taking the shine off the once grand. And you see Blake standing to the left of the fireplace at the top of what looks like some sort of secret entrance.
Jacob, close your eyes. Close your eyes.
I'll close my eyes.
Okay, yeah, it's probably.
There's something that you probably don't want to see on the floor. Wait, I'll guide you over. Where's Charles?
He's dead. We're all dead.
No, we're not. Where's Charles?
He's dead. That creature tore him to shreds.
Right, but you're all right. Well, you're here. Follow me. We can talk later. We'll go find Charles. I'll take him by the arm, and I'm going to keep your eyes shut, and I'm going to walk him to the doorway.
Okay. With the state of your mind currently, I think keep your eyes shut. I'm going to make you make a power roll, see whether your willpower allows you to keep your eyes shut, or whether you can't help but open. Oh.
That's a large number.
Yeah, funny enough, it exceeds my power.
Yeah, so unfortunately, your willpower is because of the state of your mind, it's totally shot. You just, you can't help but open and to look around, and you see, as you walk past it, you see the destroyed corpse of the huge alien monstrosity that Blake was trying to avoid you looking at. So unfortunately, you are going to have to make another sanity roll.
Fail.
Okay, that's a fail. It's not as much sanity loss because of the fact it's destroyed, but it's still some. Okay, you lose 2 points of sanity, and can I get you to roll a d10, please?
1.
Okay, I think it might be a good place to stop there. I need to going to affect Jacob moving forward. Tom, I've spoken to him half 10, so
Cliffhanger. I'm looking forward to him going crazy and trying to shoot me.
How do you
Oh,
guess?
giving him ideas.
I've already had that.
Yeah.
I was in the basement when the policeman started shooting people. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's well, exactly. I
I've still got
knew how
one.
that happened.
I've still got 1 mils and loads of dynamite.
Oh god, you're going to take us all out.
Oh no, it's in here now.
God.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's it for tonight.
It has not been a great couple of days for the Fitzwarren bloodline. We'll mourn Charles, although, let's face it, we hardly knew him. Will the other 3 be able to escape? Will Douglas and Albert be able to escape Jacob? Join us next time on Steady Roll and Man presents Masks on Nyarlathotep.